Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here, 3 Buck Theater, and apparently Zack Snyder is back with a new movie that's inspired by not only Star Wars, but Kurosawa, who inspired Star Wars. So it's a bit of an inspiring inception of Zack Snyder goodness, and let's talk about it right now. Hey everyone, how you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to the quick video here. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this whole Zack Snyder thing. So here's what we're finding out today through the Variety. They're saying here, Zack Snyder to make sci-fi epic Rebel Moon for Netflix. And of course, a lot of people out there who are Zack Snyder fans are absolutely losing their mind over this on social media. And the reason why is it's a new movie. It's a new movie. After, of course, the success. And believe me, there is no other way to define what happened with Army of the Dead over there on Netflix as being a nothing less than a success, because it also opened the door for Cinemark to allow for Netflix movies to start making their way into that particular theater chain. And that's going to be good for not only getting these movies out to a larger audience who may not think about watching them on the platform, but also it's going to allow for fans like myself who want to see these movies that are clearly intended for the big screen to have that opportunity. And for that, I am very, very, very grateful. So what we know about this Rebel Moon movie is really not that much. So coming in from this article, it simply just says this film is a grand fantasy adventure centered around an enigmatic young woman who is given the responsibility by a peaceful colony on the outskirts of the galaxy to find warriors who can fend off an impending invasion by the despotic regent Belisarius. Snyder reportedly developed this particular project as a pitch for Star Wars back before the 2012 acquisition of Lucasfilm from Disney. He began refashioning it into an original property while working on Army of the Dead. And the aim here is, of course, to build out Rebel Moon as a franchise in the same way that Army of the Dead is going to be expanded upon with a prequel film and an anime series. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's actually pretty freaking cool. So let me talk about why I think that way. So for one, those people who know me know pretty well that I am, in fact, a Zack Snyder fan, right? I have been a Zack Snyder fan for quite some time. That's never going to stop, even though I do not believe that the Snyderverse will be continuing over there with Warner Brothers or even Warner Brothers Discovery. I do think that the brand that Zack Snyder has is going to definitely be doing something big with Netflix. It just makes all the sense in the world to sign with a company that actually is going to not only put out the money, it's going to give you the freedom to continue to tell the stories that you want to tell. And the fact that this one is basically what his Star Wars pitch was from way back in the day, and it's going to be revamped into something original in order to probably be more in line with something we would have gotten out of, Akira Kurosawa, probably more than George Lucas. It is going to be very fascinating to see what happens when he tackles this particular property. I know people out there are going to criticize, but it's not an original concept. Well, no, it is an original concept that he's just repackaging from something he was trying to pitch many years ago. Army of the Dead is an original concept. People have called it a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. It's not a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. It's not even a spiritual successor, really. It's just an Of the Dead ending of it. That's in the title. That's really about it. And it deals with zombies. And that's kind of like the only crossover outside of a little Easter egg that we saw in the opening credit sequence of Army of the Dead that referenced Wisconsin and the events of 2004's Dawn of the Dead. That's really the only real Easter egg that I saw. That being said, that again was something that I do believe was readapted from its original concept into what we got. The name stayed, but the overall idea basically changed. And I think looking at what Zack Snyder might be trying to do here, it's going to be expanding it in a way that Netflix needs right now. There's an article that came out on Wired.com just yesterday talking about how Netflix is kind of like hit the wall and they are in desperate need of original content in a way that is not only going to be good content, but something that's going to get people talking. And they do have a couple of those per year. Some of those movies or TV shows that come out on Netflix every year will pop will catch the cultural zeitgeist, will keep the conversation going. But overall, a lot of people look at Netflix now as kind of being like a pump and dump station for just content, as well as just buying up licensing rights for a number of pieces of media that aren't wholly owned by them. And then people have to wonder when that media is going to be taken off of the platform. Netflix is in a position right now where it needs to really start focusing its content to curate it better for a different audience. And this is the kind of high profile deal that I believe is going to start maybe keeping those conversations going and realizing that if you put a director who has a dedicated fan base front and center on your platform, and that director goes out and does the press work for it, what you're going to find is success. We're in a different age now. The standard media and landscape has changed. Press junkets, no one cares about. Really, honestly, look up some of the view counts on YouTube. No one cares about press junkets. It's not even a thing anymore. But what they do care about are getting connections, that one-on-one connection with the filmmaker himself or herself or themselves, whatever their pronouns might be, in order to understand their vision and to get a better idea of what it is. That's not something that's just going to be corporately packaged. We as content consumers do very much want a more personal experience with the people who made them, because I think so many people over the years have just been beaten down by the way that the network system operates in regards to cancellations, how Hollywood financing and some of the way that that whole stuff works will screw movies out of getting sequels, and fans who are promised things time and time and time again find themselves just getting slapped down constantly, and they're getting pissed off. So now in this new multimedia age, there is nothing stopping a director like Zack Snyder from going on to live streams with YouTubers or other content creators or bloggers or Instagram influencers or whatever, and having a conversation about what he's working on. It opens the door for a lot of goodwill and good faith toward that product. And clearly 72 million households in the first 10 days for Army of the Dead proved to Netflix that they want to be in the Zack Snyder camp. And I'm telling you right now, as a result of this, Warner Brothers is going to be left with their dick in the dirt, and all things considered, they kind of deserve it. Now, that being said, I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions. Let me know down in the comment section. As always, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this kind of stuff. And also, if you are looking for more videos kind of just discussing films, check out my video here about why Die Hard still holds up over 30 years later. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I just kind of went through and talked about it for a little bit. And I will talk to you guys later tonight on my live stream for Hollywood After Dark. Have yourself a great night, everybody, and peace.